Hi guys, this is Jackie from techjackie.com and welcome you to another video on SEO. In today's video, I'll discuss with you the top 3 Google ranking factors for 2019 and beyond. In fact, 2020 is approaching and these 3 ranking factors will continue to keep dominating in an upcoming years as well with regards to SEO. So make sure you stay tuned. So, as some of you might know, Google have over 200 ranking factors which they consider when ranking websites, right? Some of them are big, some of them are small, but there are obviously more than 200 ranking factors. And this is the article which kind of summarize those 200 plus ranking factors which are both confirmed or controversial or are believed to be true by the majority of SEO professionals, right? So I'll leave the link in the description below to this particular article by Brian Dean, backlinko.com, right? I'm sure going through all these can be daunting, right? And making sure that your website comply with all these ranking maybe prove to be difficult, right? So out of all these 200 plus ranking factors, there are basically 3 of them which are considered to be very crucial for ranking your websites on the first page of Google, right? And to summarize for you all these factors, there's basically 3 main areas that you need to consider. Number 1 is relevancy, right? Number 2 is backlinks, and number 3 is EAT, or what I call as authority factor, right? Relevancy is basically how relevant your content is with respect to the searches queries, right, or the searches or the keywords. And backlinks are obviously external links pointing to your website. And this is actually a new one. EAT, or authority factor, is basically how authoritative you are, or how trustworthy your content is with respect to the information you provide, right? I'll be talking about this again, later on in the video. But number 1 is the relevancy, and in fact, this is actually the most important factor here. People used to think that backlinks are, the most important factors. That's true. In fact, it's been, it's been actually, the most important ranking factors from, I think, from the past almost 10 years until recently that relevancy has taken over. In fact, as some of you might know as well, Google constantly updates their search engine algorithm. So, almost every week or so, you keep on seeing, a fluctuation in the SERPs or the search rankings, is because, they constantly update their algorithm, right? And since last year, there has been speculation that, relevancy has becoming, much more important than ever before. So let me just show you some of the proofs here, right? So this is an article dated back to April 11, 2018, which Google confirms that March 7th algorithm update was about relevancy, not quality, right? And this was the time when Google really started kicking in that, saying that relevancy is the main is their prime ranking factor, right? And with regards to relevancy, there are basically many things you need to consider, right? For example, getting a relevance backlink is also one of the relevancy features. But most importantly, the words itself on your content, right? Like the different types of words, or the different type of topics you discuss on your content is what signals to Google the relevancy of your content. So to sum it up, easy for you, relevancies are the words, right? Words slash topics that are related, to um, what users are looking for, right? Or basically the piece of content which basically satisfies the most for the users, what users are looking for, that piece of content is considered as highly relevant, right? And in order for your content to be highly relevant or termed highly relevant by Google, you need to make sure that you do a thorough keyword research, and you include all the related keywords. You discuss all the commonly discussed topics among the web, right? Which I'll leave in the link in the description as well, right? Because I've talked about this in my keyword research video, as well as um, you know um, like what how to actually write SEO optimized content, or what you should consider when writing, right? Like there are pre-process which you need to do before you actually start writing your content, right? Which will help improve your content relevancy, right? Okay, the next factor is backlinks, right? And I know many of you knows that backlinks is probably one of the most important, and in fact, it will still remain as important factors even in the next year, upcoming year. But I've seen a decline in the rank, in the importance of backlinks over the years, right? Especially when relevancy has taken over, and the algorithm has become smarter and smarter, and it now can basically determine what the content is all about, without much help from backlinks, right? So, with regards to backlinks, there are basically three things that you need to consider, right? One is the power of the backlinks, right? And the second one is the relevancy of the backlinks, or that you're getting backlinks from a relevant website, right? And the third one is the trust of the backlinks, right? So, power of the backlinks is basically what we normally would look for, when we want to build backlinks. That is basically all the DPA, right? Domain authority, page authority. So DA, right? PA, all those stuff. But those basically signal the power of backlinks. And relevancy is basically further divided into content relevancy, right? And site relevancy. So content relevancy basically means, if you're building backlinks from guest posting, or even if you're doing PBNs, you would have to write a piece of content which are related or relevant to the content which you want to shoot the backlink to, right? So for example, if I'm running a recipe website and I want to increase my ranking, right, then I would want to write content related to cooking or something like that, right? So that obviously is related to as content relevancy. And site relevancy is basically means you're getting a backlinks from a related websites, right? So if I'm a recipe website, if I get a website backlinks from, let's say, cooking websites, or recipe website as well, then that is termed as site relevancy, right? So there are basically two types here. And in an ideal situation, you would want your backlinks to be both content relevancy as well as site relevancy, right? And this will give you maximum relevancy power from your backlinks. And lastly, with regards to backlink, is trust, right? Trust are basically backlinks from site which Google trusts, right? For this factor, it's pretty hard to determine, right? But basically, big sites that has been in a while in on the internet for a while. For example, Forbes.com or New York Times, all these big sites, right? Or even sites which ranks organically on the Google search results, are probably what the sites that Google trusts, right? Because according to the stats, right, only 9% of all the website on the internet receive um, organic traffic. This is true from the stats, right? Like a study from Ahrefs, which says that only 9% of all the website on the internet receives organic traffic. And probably this is these are the sites which Google trusts, right? And that's why they're ranking, and probably that's the reason. But you need to make sure that your website has backlinks from having all these characteristics, right? Power, relevancy, and trust. You can have a backlink from high power website, but if you lack relevancy, then you may face a chance of getting penalized, right? Or you may not get full power. Or if you have backlinks from relevant website but you don't have power, then it will take you, a very long time to basically rank, right? But even the trust backlinks, you may not have a power, you may not have relevancy, but if you have trust, still it wouldn't do much of an effect, right? So you need to make sure that you have all these three when you build backlinks. You may not have to get these three things from one website, but make sure that you have all of these three, like in your links profile, like your overall links profile. Okay, and the last factor, which is relatively new, right, and has become much talk of the town, is basically EAT, or expertise, authoritativeness, or and trustworthiness, right? Which basically you know like how authoritative, or how expertise your content is with with regards to the topic, right? So for example, if you're running a health website, right, which tells to people like different kind of symptoms or medicine to take for respective disease, then Google would expect your content to be written by some professionals, right? So to avoid any spammy or incorrect information, right? Because they really care about the quality of content, and they want to make sure that the sensitive topics are written by the professionals, right? And in fact, the previous kind of like previous 2 to 3 updates this year, right, start like this 2019, has been all about EAT, or expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, as seen from this article, right, which the Google September 2019 core update, right? As you can see here, let me just show you here, right? As you can see here, overall, the September core update appears to have had a stronger impact on the YMYL site, right? Or basically, the sites which are containing sensitive topics. These sites are what Google consider as, sites which needs to have a strong EAT, right? That is your money, your life category. The past 3 updates, right, the September, the June, and even the March update, has been all related to EAT as well as relevancy. Don't forget that relevancy is still the key here, right? So you need to make sure that your website has a strong EAT, and in order to do that, EAT are basically like a signal that you are a professional, right? Google can't really figure out, that you're a professional or not, unless you're referred to, or unless they see some signals. So some of the signals which can tell them that you're an expert is basically like for example, having an author box, right? Author box, or having um, all the important pages on your site, right? On your site, for example, about us, contact us, right? Privacy page, all these stuff, right? Like all the necessary pages which really signify that your site is real, or your identity is real, right? And lastly, mention, right? Mentions across the internet about your expertise, right? So this could be like getting backlinks from other healthcare, with your author profile, right, as being termed as experts, or appearing in a podcast, right, which have a mention that you're, let's say, you're experts in this field, etc., etc., like all these stuff. I'll be talking about EAT again in my upcoming videos, right? Like basically for this video, I'm just going to tell you the overview of all the 3 ranking factors, right, which are considered as important by Google. So hope you're getting value from this video, right? And basically all these 3 are just the main ranking factors. Obviously there are other than that, like for example, page speed, right? Mobile responsiveness, right? Make sure that your website is secure. All these I think you should already know, right? But when your site has let's say all these 3 ranking factors, perfect. Other factors are just minor, right? If your page takes, let's say, 10 seconds to load, right? But if your content is super relevant, then you can easily outrank other websites, which has less relevant content, but let's say takes 2 seconds to load, right? So I hope you're getting the point here. Also, with regards to EAT, right? In an upcoming future, in an upcoming year, right? In the near future, if you would say that, is going to be like one of the major factor. In fact, for now, it only appears to affect the YMYL site, or the site which contains sensitive information. But there has been a trend, that is going to affect more and more sites as well. And I believe that in the near future is going to affect each and every site, because Google really wants to make sure that the content on the internet are written by expertise, right? By an expert, and not just anyone who want to just cram the content out, in the just to for the sake of ranking, right? And that's all for the video. Hope you find this video valuable, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video.